times. Ireland have very good discipline, so when they do give away penalties, tends not to be for silly ones very often. The first one, Pete probably could have done without, should have known he was barging through on Faf, but it's difficult calls. You're trying to get through without taking the scrum half, but counter ruck, so they're marginal. But yeah, it definitely, it's easy to look differently at it retrospectively, but if you look at the context of the first opening 10 minutes of the game, it could have been totally different. And sorry, I'll go back to that because I think it's important from the overall picture of how the game unfolded. 3 points to South Africa, and then actually looking at the game today, I thought James Lowe was pretty lucky not to find a TMO possibly sending him to the bin for a tackle, but a very unnatural arm position in the tackle.
Yes.
If you take it in slow-mo, which the TMO would have had an opportunity to. And I think that's, if you look at Willemse around the corner, if that goes to hand from Jesse Creel and Aaron's outside, 2-on-1 with Hugo Keenan, with Mac Hansen coming across, there's a strong chance of a try there. Mm-hmm. It's not guaranteed, so it's not a penalty try. But I think, looking back, if you were from a neutral point of view and being objective about it, I would say that that's very close to being a yellow card. Followed immediately by a James Ryan no-arm smash on Peter Steph Toy when he knocks the ball on. That gets a view. Yeah. Now, they had penalty advantage. That was the Libok, first 3 points. So we rode our luck a little bit in those opening minutes, and then James Lowe ripped the ball off Peter Steph Toy on the line. Great defence. We get a scrum, and the ball comes off Sia Khaleesi on a pop from Jesse Creel. So they score there. It's 8, maybe 10-0, in 10, 15 minutes of a game of that magnitude. Just completely settles the South African team, gives them a confidence, and the mindset around something like a start like that is huge. So we definitely rode our luck, but you need that. Throughout this whole World Cup, we've talked a lot about luck around injuries, about keeping our best players on, about bounce the ball, refereeing decisions. We'll still need all that stuff, but it definitely felt as though we had the rub of the green in the early parts to stay in that fight and not let them get a kind of a head of steam. And we know historically both teams, when they start well, are very, very hard to catch. So a 10-0 lead would have been significant in really kind of getting them going to where they know their game can be elevated to. So yeah, I just want to. My point was just to bring it back to a position of retrospectively looking back. It didn't feel that at the time, but in hindsight, it definitely was fortuitous that we got the right calls for our sake, and things could have been different if the referee or the TMO had stepped in.